Howdy, Cowboys Nation. Your like and subscription to this video are essential for us. Please consider it. Thank you for your kindness. Many athletes delivered outstanding performances during the NFL season, and tight end Jake Ferguson emerged as a standout, closely following Lamb's impressive lead. With the season wrapping up for all but 4 teams, a wave of retrospectives is sweeping through the NFL community and various media platforms. This week, NFL.com has contributed to this trend of reflection, presenting their distinct viewpoint on the season's key events. The concept of selecting an unsung hero for each team was adopted, focusing on players whose contributions were crucial to their teams, often surpassing expectations. At BTB, there was a pre-2023 season belief in Ferguson's potential, but his actual performance surpassed even the most optimistic predictions. Clearly, Ferguson was the standout choice for the Cowboys in this regard. Regrettably, for Ferguson, this distinction stands as one of his sole accolades, as he was not selected for the Pro Bowl or All-Pro, contrary to some expectations. However, a strong argument can be made for his deserving of such honors. It's noteworthy to recognize Ferguson's unique journey so far in his career with the Cowboys, a path relatively unparalleled in the team's history. Having participated in 33 games for the Cowboys, Ferguson's output is second only to Jason Witten's record during the first 33 games of a career with the franchise. Following the Dallas Cowboys' departure from the playoffs, an ex-Cowboys wide receiver is leveling criticism at linebacker Micah Parsons. Despite Parsons being widely regarded as the team's top performer since his NFL debut, Jesse Holley expresses significant critiques of the 24-year-old player. Holley, an ex-Cowboys wideout with 28 games under his belt from the 2010 and 2011 seasons, recently voiced his opinions on Ray Ray's podcast, targeting Parsons. Although Holley doesn't question Parsons' on-field skills, he suggests that the linebacker is more self-interested than team-oriented. Holley has recently shared his views, placing Micah Parsons at the center of his critique. He characterizes Parsons as the most self-centered member of the team. Holley attributes Parsons' reluctance to play linebacker to the significant responsibilities associated with the position, possibly linked to his youth. He observes that Parsons shows a lack of interest in studying and focusing, and believes that Parsons aspires to excel primarily for his own benefit. Holley's perspective raises questions. While he might possess insider information about Parsons, his comments seem to be those of an outsider making judgments. The clarity of his insights into Parsons' situation remains uncertain. Should Parsons indeed be self-focused, it's likely that the Cowboys would prefer he stays as is. With an impressive tally of 40.5 sacks in his initial 3 seasons and a potential spot on the 2023 first team All-Pro lineup, Parsons' performance speaks for itself. Followers of the Cowboys and Parsons in recent years are well aware that the pass rusher is outspoken. Parsons seems to be choosing a more dignified path in his response. He expressed his stance on January 26, implying that attempts to provoke a reaction from him would be unsuccessful, and stating his commitment to maintaining peace and positivity. While not explicitly addressing Holley's remarks, it's quite evident that Parsons is alluding to the criticism from the former Cowboys player. Given Parsons' own podcast platform, he might choose to reserve an in-depth response for his upcoming episode. Following Holley's stringent critique, numerous Dallas fans voiced their disagreement and rallied in defense of the Cowboys star across various social media platforms. The recent article on Blogging the Boys website delved into the current scenario surrounding Michael Gallup. The piece delves into a significant choice made by the Dallas Cowboys about 2 years ago, which was to part ways with wide receiver Amari Cooper. This move in itself was quite unexpected, but what added to the surprise was the team's decision to offer Michael Gallup a substantial 5-year contract extension worth $62.5 million. This decision was particularly startling considering Gallup had just recovered from an ACL injury a few months earlier and had missed 7 games in the 2021 season due to a calf problem. They go on to mention that after the deal was sealed, the Cowboys established CeeDee Lamb and Gallup as their leading receiver pair. Lamb has become a multiple-time All-Pro, recognized as one of the elite players at his position in the NFL. However, Gallup's achievements haven't mirrored this degree of success. His performance in the 2022 season underscored that 9 months weren't enough for a full recovery. Gallup's reduced vigor on the field was unmistakably apparent, and he openly admitted to the mental hurdles he encountered in recovering from his ACL injury. Gallup finished the season with a total of 424 receiving yards, averaging 10.9 yards per catch, marking the lowest figures in his career for both metrics. The season was anticipated to be Gallup's resurgence, yet it derailed significantly. Despite participating in all 17 games, he recorded a career low in receiving yards at 418, placing him fourth among his team. Additionally, his tally of 2 touchdowns equaled his least productive output since joining the professional league. They further state that Dallas is renowned for its commitment to players they've selected in the draft, and Gallup has intermittently demonstrated his ability to deliver impactful plays. While that's commendable, Gallup currently doesn't rank within the top 3 choices in the Cowboys' passing strategy. With Brandon Cooks returning in 2024 and the rise of tight end Jake Ferguson, this situation seems unlikely to shift in the near future. Consequently, it would be reasonable for the Cowboys to consider parting ways with Gallup at this juncture. His performance has been lacking, with 3 successive seasons of less than 500 yards and fewer than 40 catches. Their conclusion is intriguing when they suggest that the prudent move for the Cowboys would be to transition away from Gallup and allocate more chances to players like Jalen Tolbert and the rookie Jalen Brooks. They point out that the current NFL draft boasts a promising selection of receivers, offering the Cowboys an opportunity to enhance their lineup. Additionally, they highlight a notable free agent, Mike Evans, as a potential acquisition. The Cowboys, they argue, are in need of a fresh boost in the receiver position, a role that Gallup has not fulfilled for a considerable period. This isn't the initial instance of speculation surrounding Parsons' potential departure from the Cowboys. In a lighthearted remark back in January, he touched upon the possibility while conversing about his defensive coordinator Dan Quinn's potential departure for a head coaching position. Parsons assured reporters that Dan is his ally, and even if Dan departs, there will always be a bond of affection. Parsons also hinted at the possibility of joining Dan if he moves on to another role, seemingly in a sarcastic manner. Regardless of whether the payment comes this offseason or the next, Parsons' significant impact justifies a substantial second contract. His stellar performances in 2021 and 2022 had already set the stage for a hefty deal, and his accomplishments in 2023 have only solidified his position for one of the NFL's most lucrative contracts. Currently, Parsons is delivering exceptional value to the Cowboys. Spotrac reports that his cost to the Cowboys has been under $12 million to date. However, Spotrac forecasts that his forthcoming contract should be valued at approximately $25.4 million annually, aligning with or surpassing the top contracts for edge rushers in the league. We value your feedback. Please subscribe and leave your opinion in the comments.